Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Eric Tse, Assistant Privacy Commissioner for Personal Data, Public Affairs. This afternoon, I'm going to share with you two very important issues arising from the COVID-19 pandemic from the personal data privacy perspective. One relates to contact tracing apps, and the other one relates to the disclosure of information in relation to COVID-19 confirmed cases. I hope this short presentation can form part of the basis for our discussion later this afternoon. As regards contact tracing apps, our office, the Office of the Privacy Commissioner for Personal Data, conducted a survey of 32 jurisdictions back in August and September last year. We found that contact tracing apps are widely adopted across the world as a measure to control the spread of COVID-19. In our survey, we found that digital technology was deployed in 84% of the jurisdictions for the purposes of contact tracing. And within these jurisdictions, a majority of them, which was 72%, actually use contact tracing apps. And the use of almost all contact tracing apps was voluntary. From the survey, we have identified some common privacy protection best practices for contact tracing apps, which I'm going to share with you. Number one is the conduct of a privacy impact assessment before rolling out the apps to ensure that the apps comply with the principle of privacy by design. Another best practice is the permission of the voluntary use of the apps by the users. Minimization of data collection is another best practice. For example, by requiring no registration before use, collecting only anonymous contact data, and storing the contact data only on users' mobile phones, which is a decentralized approach for storage. And the maximization of transparency and enhancement of public trust by publishing privacy policies of the apps and disclosing data retention policies. Here in Hong Kong, as many of you know, the government launched the contact tracing app called LeaveHomeSafe in November 2020. We understand that the government has engaged an independent third party to conduct an assessment of the privacy impact of the LeaveHomeSafe app to ensure its compliance with the requirements of the Personal Data Privacy Ordinance, which is the privacy protection law here in Hong Kong. Having examined the key features of the LeaveHomeSafe app from the personal data privacy perspective, we consider that the app is generally in line with the best practices being advocated internationally for the following reasons. First of all, the app does not collect users' GPS data or track the user's movements or locations. The app does not require any registration either before use or collect any personal data during the process of download. Visits records are stored on the user's mobile phones only. That is, again, a decentralized approach. And the data, the visit records, will be erased automatically after 31 days. And only the infected persons may be required under the relevant public health protection law to upload their visit records for contact tracing. Moving on, I'm going to talk about the disclosure of information in relation to confirmed cases of COVID-19. Regarding COVID-19 confirmed cases, we noted from the government that it has been publishing relevant information online by ways of, for example, an interactive map and documents in PDF format. The information being disclosed includes the age and gender of the infected persons and the buildings in which they reside. No names of the infected persons are disclosed. No complete addresses are disclosed either. In principle, as I'm sure you will agree, disclosure can enhance transparency and in turn facilitate precautionary measures to protect public health. But one has to be mindful about whether the degree or extent of disclosure is necessary or justified. We believe that when disclosing the information about the infected persons, a reasonable balance has to be struck between the privacy rights of the persons and the public health. Disclosing too much information may lead to re-identification of the persons infected, and this not only infringes privacy rights, but may also lead to stigmatization of the persons and their family members. However, disclosing too little information may not be very helpful for the public to take their precautionary actions. Currently, the addresses of the infected persons are disclosed down to the building level only. The PCPD considers this a reasonable balance because on the one hand, it is difficult to re-identify the infected persons by using the names of the buildings, since, as you all know, many people in Hong Kong live in multi-story buildings, most of which are high-rises with dozens and hundreds of units and households. But on the other hand, the information being disclosed will enable the residents or visitors of the relevant buildings to take precautionary measures that they believe or they consider necessary. So in closing, in this time of the pandemic, let us all stay safe, protect public health, and safeguard personal data privacy at the same time. Thank you very much.